Hey guys, it's me, the head honcho of this entire universe, CooleoGUY. How's it going on this mighty fine Sunday? I'm here to tell another story because, you know, that's just what I do on Sundays. And I'm kind of running out of stories because I can't remember any other ones I have. But I'll try to remember some more stories. These stories aren't fake. They are real. These things happen to me. And yeah, I'm just going to get into an interesting story today about a paranormal activity type of thing. But it'll make sense. So if you happen to enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like on it. Let's try to reach for 12 likes. There it is, 12 likes, huh? And then if you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you can see more random videos from me. Mainly I do zombies, but I also do like one-off videos every now and then, like this, and just other kind of just whatever videos I feel like doing, you know. Anyways, though, with all that said, let's hippity hop right into this baby. So, as a lot of kids probably have done, at least if you're around my age, I'm like 19 years old, and as a lot of you probably did when you were around my age of 10, you played a lot of the WWE games, probably on your PlayStation 2 if you were like me who didn't have a PS3 at the time. I had a PS3, but it just wasn't working because it got burned out in the frickin' back because of a power outage happened one time a few years back, and frickin' it just didn't work, but we just kept it just because one day we could use it again or something, who knows. But the PS2 is like the freaking main thing I always played, and I really like wrestling back when I was younger, as a lot of people do. Wrestling, like WWE wrestling, is just an interesting thing to watch. Nowadays, it's just kind of but back when I was younger, it was pretty cool. And I watched quite a bit of it, and I was really into the WWE games. I always liked just, you know, wrestling, you know, having like, oh, John Cena freaking, oh, destroy my character that I created and all that stuff. But it was just a fun time playing those games. I really always enjoyed them, and I try to get the games every year, ever since, I guess not every year, but I got the games that I guess I was able to get, because they do like with sports games, they do a game for WWE every year. It used to be like SmackDown versus Raw 2009, and then 10, and 11, and 12, and then eventually like 2K got it, and then it's called like WWE 2K whatever. Or no, it was, for a time it was just like WWE and then the year, and then it was WWE 2K. So, 2K eventually got a hold of all that stuff, but we're not talking about freaking games here, or game ownership. We're talking about a story. So, I was 10 years old around this time. I had like my DSi I got that year. This has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to clarify. I got DSi for my birthday. That was pretty cool. But a few years, or I think I also got, I think for my birthday as well, I got WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2010. And if you don't know, the games come out a year before the year comes out, if that makes sense. So 2010 came out like end of 2009. So I got it in 2010, if that makes sense. I mean, I guess that doesn't really matter. But regardless, I had just moved to a new school because I've said this before. In my childhood, I moved a lot in schools, and I'll tell that story eventually too. I move a lot because just stuff would happen. I'd have to move around everywhere. So I was at a new school. I didn't really know people there, but I remember I had like a writing class, or I had like a writing task to do. It was like, hey, you have to like write about your favorite game or whatever. I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I really like, or favorite whatever. And I'm like, oh, I like this wrestling game. So I wrote about that. But after this event happened, after I wrote about that, I one day, it was a normal day. I don't know if it was a weekend or a weekday, whatever. I was freaking just playing some WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2010. A really good one. I think John Cena's on the cover of that, you know. But played that. I was having a great freaking time. I love it. It was so fun. And I was really good at the game, so I put the computers like in the highest difficulty, and I was really good at it, so I could beat them pretty easily. But one day, I was wrestling. I don't know what frick I was wrestling, Kane or something. I was using John Cena, or I might have been my own custom character. I think yeah, no, it was my own custom character I made, and I was wrestling, you know, whoever frick, and there was like a weird glitch in the game, to where I was hitting like an invisible person, if that makes sense, or not even person, but there was just like there's my target I'm fighting, and then there's just something next to it that I'm accidentally hitting because it's locking onto it, and it's just freaking, I'm hitting air. It's like, it's connecting too. It's kind of, I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, though, so also I should say, around this time, this was around the time, so you can probably date when this happened, but this was around like a few weeks or so, maybe a few days after the wrestler, his name was Umaga, if you know who that is. He died. I don't know how the frick he died, but he died like a few days or so prior to this happening. So, like anyways, just some context right there. So I kept playing some other matches, and the same glitch kept happening where I kept hitting like an invisible barrier, and it was just freaking really weird. I didn't understand what was happening. So me being me, I'm using my 1000 IQ, I said out loud into my empty room, I said, "Hey, Ghost of Umaga, I know you're here right now. I know you're watching me play this game. You're messing with my game right now. So how about this? If we do a match, me versus your character in the game on the hardest difficulty, if I beat you, you have to leave me alone." And so I ended the match I had there. I started off the match. He's my character against freaking Umaga, and I was pretty much facing the Ghost of Umaga in this time. And of course, I hit him with a smackdown, bing boom, and I won the game, easy peasy, no big freaking daisy. And guess what happened? And nothing else ever happened again. The glitch stopped. It just I never hit air again. After that match, it was like nothing happened. Everything was fine. So you might be like, "Oh, this is a stupid story. It's just a coincidence that happened." No, I think that I honestly did have a wrestling match against a ghost in a video game. And Mike, I think this is what happened. And it's a freaking weird story. And everything ended up fine. I kept playing the game normal after that, and nothing else happened. But I always think back to this and like, man, I've had a lot of weird like paranormal stuff. Not like a bunch, but I've had some weird paranormal stuff happen in my life. Some of it's like not really a story. It's kind of like, hey, you look at this picture and like, oh, look at this. But I've had a lot of weird stuff happen, and that's probably the weirdest thing that's ever happened. Because it's there's no way it's like, okay, if I do this, things are fine, and then it actually goes through. That stuff doesn't really ever happen. So the fact that I actually played a wrestling match against a ghost and I won, it's just kind of weird. But it turned out to be fine. Everything worked out well in the end. My game was not glitched anymore, and I enjoyed the rest of my 10-year-old self childhood, and it was great. But that's pretty much just the story for today. It might have been a dumb one if you think, but it's always interesting to hear just like random like paranormal stuff like that. I mean, you could think it's paranormal or not. I mean, and if you really think about it, it probably wasn't. But it's just weird of a coincidence how it turned out. You know what I mean? So that is my story for you guys today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Like I said, I think I said 12 likes or so. I'll be honest, when I'm recording this right now, it was 12 hours later from the last part. So not too sure exactly what I said. But 12 likes, I think is what I said. So if you can get that, that'd be super freaking cool. No big freaking big deal. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe, because if you've been watching this video for this long, you might as well freaking subscribe. I mean, you're obligated to at this point, so you might as well do it. Anyways though, I'm gonna go now. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever time of the day it is for you. Live it up, enjoy it to the absolute fullest, and I'll see you guys next time.